One Piece is one of the most influential anime of all time, and I personally want more people to watch One Piece and experience this crazy anime. And I'm very confident that 99% of people who watch One Piece will probably like it. But what about the other 1%? One Piece is man-made, so it can't be perfect, so there must be some people who don't like One Piece. So I searched for the bad reviews on my anime list, and in this video I'll be reading those reviews and commenting on them. So, our first review is from 2014. Let's start with the story, 2 out of 10. The story is about a boy named Luffy that wants to go and reach the One Piece. Him and his crew members will set sail to go to anywhere except One Piece. I mean, to be able to go to One Piece, you have to know where One Piece is, right? Yeah, and that's what Luffy tries to do, but it is not easy for him to reach the One Piece, and there are lots of obstacles. I mean, this makes no sense. If he were talking about the slow pacing, I would understand it, but he says he tries not to find the One Piece, which is obviously wrong. Let's keep going. The art in One Piece is ridiculous, stupid looking, the characters have weird, over-exaggerating expression, and the art gets a 3 out of 10. I mean, yeah, the One Piece has a different art style, there are very weird characters, and their expression might be weird, but like after watching 100+ episodes, the weird art style becomes slowly normal, you know what I'm saying? You start not judging the weird characters anymore. I mean, you get used to it. So if you think the art style is not for you, that's completely acceptable. JoJo also has a different art style, and it's not for everyone. I personally like this art style, and I have nothing to say. Next review. For me, this anime was the greatest anime to ever exist for the first 500 episodes, which is impressively long by almost any standard. But then after that, the anime began to steadily worsen over time. Yeah, me personally, I think pre-time skip was better in some ways. So the thing is, One Piece has 3 main stories. There is the small story of the main character and his crew and their own ambitions. And then there is a bigger story, which is the story of every single island. And there is a third bigger story, which is a mysterious big story of the world of One Piece that includes the story of these islands and the story of these characters. So in pre-time skip, the story of those characters and the islands were more important. But after time skip, the story of the characters, I mean Luffy, Zoro and the rest of the crew trying to pursue their dreams and stuff, became less relevant. And the bigger story of the world, like basically the story of the world government and the Yonkos and stuff, became much more relevant. Basically the world got bigger and the story got bigger, but that means the story of the characters or some small details are slowly becoming irrelevant. So I low-key agree with you, but not completely. And this guy also criticized the post-time skip storylines, like basically Luffy arrives at an island, Luffy meets some main friend, this friend is in trouble, Luffy helps this friend, which involves miraculously beating the bad guys along the way, which saves this kingdom/island. I mean, we can see this pattern in Fishman Island, Dressrosa and Wano, so yes, Oda used this script, but it's not the exact same case in every post-time skip arc. For example, Punk Hazard, Whole Cake Island, Zoo, and Egghead Island, and especially right now, the Elbaf arc have different patterns. Next comment. Recently, I started to notice that the One Piece fandom has become really toxic and likes to compare/attack on other anime, claiming that One Piece is the best anime, and I honestly don't understand it. I mean, I don't see the One Piece fandom as toxic. In my opinion, One Piece fans are more like people who reach the nirvana of watching anime. Basically, after watching One Piece and reaching the peak fiction, other anime fandoms and like the small comparisons between different animes feel very small and unnecessary. I don't know if I can describe it right, but like the world of other animes are not deep enough like the world of One Piece. They are not as big as the world of One Piece. They are not deep enough as the world of One Piece. And the most important thing is, they are not consistent enough like the world of One Piece. You know what I'm saying? And that's why other anime mostly doesn't satisfy us. So we start to compare things with One Piece. Or sometimes we don't even compare the other animes with One Piece. And this might seem toxic from an outsider's perspective. I get it. But it is what it is. Basically, we reach the peak anime. And this guy also talked about One Piece pacing. I get it. The One Piece anime's pacing is bad. That is true. But there is a reason behind this. The thing is, One Piece is a weekly weekly released anime. And if you are a weekly released anime while the manga is still going on, you have to keep the anime slow, because if you keep the pacing fast and reach the manga, then you have to stop releasing the anime for some time and wait for the manga. You know what I'm saying? So in order to slow the pacing down, you either have to put filler episodes or filler scenes. And One Piece doesn't have much filler episodes. They use filler scenes instead. And there is also a solution against this. You can watch One Piece from sites like One Piece. One Piece is basically a good adaptation of the One Piece manga. They cut out all the unnecessary scenes from One Piece anime. So that's what I can say about the pacing. Next comment. This one is a little bit more aggressive. Ichigoat the Goat says, mid-piece. I started watching the show because I heard it's good, but it's worse than shit art online. Okay. Blacked the anime is better than the stupid rubber man mid-piece. 3 out of 10, hate it. Okay. Until here, I can't make any comment. If you don't like it, you don't like it. There is not a single good villain other than Katakuri. Doflamingo is the most overrated character of all time. I mean, look, this is a comment from 2021. So if you think Blackbeard, Emu, Kaido, Big Mom, Enel, Crocodile, and the 3 admirals are not good villains, then I don't know, you might have a problem in your brain. Go to a doctor. Like, not a single good villain other than Katakuri. I personally think that Katakuri is overrated. People only like him because he stabbed himself. And Doflamingo, on the other hand, is one of the most well-written villains in One Piece. He's very charismatic. He's crazy, he's cool, he is actually a pretty good villain. So I don't know what's wrong with you, but you have to go see a doctor. Luffy is a static character that doesn't undergo any development, and the only reason he's good is he embodies freedom. I mean, first of all, this is not the only reason why he's good, and second of all, Luffy has actually a good character development in my opinion. I mean, after the time skip, this character development got a little bit more irrelevant. I agree with you, but in pre-time skip, especially after Sabodi and Marineford, Luffy learned and changed a lot. Don't get me started on the pacing. Holy, it is extremely poorly paced. Every arc feel drag. If you don't want to waste your time, then don't watch One Piece. Okay. Like the thing with pacing, I get it, but there is a reason for this kind of pacing, as I already told you guys, so I'm not gonna explain it again. But Ichigoat the Goat has a big problem with One Piece. And I don't know, all of those reasons don't make any sense for me. Maybe One Piece is not for you, Ichigoat. So just keep watching Bleach, okay? By the way, nothing against Bleach. I also like Bleach. The next one. One Piece is the most overhyped piece of trash I have ever had the displeasure of sitting through. Below are some, but not all of my biggest issues with this horrendous work of fiction. Okay, let's see what they are. Female character designs. When asked about his process of drawing female characters, Oda wrote, blah blah blah, 3 circles, 1 X, blah blah blah. So this guy is complaining about female characters to be fan service. And he also said, it's no secret that after the time skip, Nami and Robin, who were both already done with puberty, somehow went through puberty again and grew huge breasts. First of all, Robin was looking very good in pre-time skip arcs. You can clearly see, and the difference is not that big. Maybe she gained a little bit weight, but not like fat weight, probably muscle weight. So it's not a big difference. But pre-time skip Nami was like 18 years old, so she really grew up in those 2 years, and she probably did some workout. Her melons are not that crazy big, she just wears more revealing clothes, and both of their main roles are not being fan service. There might be some characters for fan service in One Piece, aka Rebecca, but there are also good female characters like Nico Robin, Big Mom, Boa Hancock, Yamato, Bellemere, Pudding, Reiju, and even Vivi. I think in other anime, there are much more fan service in general. So this guy wrote a lot of things. Most of those things were not worthy enough to mention, but there is one point that I agree with him. Chopper is a mascot now. Chopper has always been cute, but would transform into a more serious form when using his transformations. Now Chopper is just cute. Yeah, that's so true. Even his transformations are just adorable. The pre-time skip joke was the world government treating him as the Straw Hat's pet, but now he actually feels like the Straw Hat's pet. I mean, I agree with that. Post-time skip Chopper is so useless and irrelevant. And Chopper is my most favorite Straw Hat pirate, so I'm very sad about this. Let's keep going on. This guy wrote, the perfect example of quantity over quality, both in characters, arcs, episodes, everything. Being a part of the big 3, and considering its popularity and rating, it was to be expected better. Instead, it is just a long waste of time. Okay, like, if it's a waste of time, then just don't watch it, man. I mean, if you look at it, watching anime is a waste of time. Or watching movies in general is actually a waste of time. Or playing video games and stuff like that. Everything what you do for entertainment is actually a waste of time. So with this mentality, you should be working non-stop, 24/7. Like, I mean, if an anime is long, this doesn't mean it's a waste of time, okay? Yes, maybe you can watch 100 different animes instead of watching One Piece. But trust me, One Piece tells a way better story than those 100 different animes combined. Anyways, let's keep reading. Under a promise of it gets better, I watched 500 plus episodes, and it never did. Okay. And it shows how strict the schedule of publishing manga is, considering how bad it is. Like, first of all, it's wrong. One Piece never gets better. One Piece is really good, and the show is consistent at being good. This is it. So my advice for everyone who haven't watched One Piece is just start and watch the first 40 to 50 episodes. Like, there is an arc called Arlong Park. Watch until then. In my opinion, those 50 episodes are very good. I even like the show after watching 10 episodes, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't feel any excitement in those 50 episodes, and if you don't like it a bit, if you find it extremely boring, if you didn't have any emotional moment, if you really didn't feel anything, that means One Piece is not for you. Just watch other animes, alright? And that's completely okay. Not everyone has to like One Piece. So guys, I'm telling you again, One Piece never gets better. One Piece is consistently good. So if you don't like it in the beginning, you probably won't like it in the end. Let's go to the next one. The One Piece anime is a lot like Berserk 2016. Yeah, it looks terrible and is badly animated, but it's still One Piece. I mean, it's a very old anime, so the animation might look bad, but it gets better with time. And me personally, I actually like those OG animations. And this guy says, I've been watching this lovable train wreck for almost 20 years, and I have to admit, I don't understand people who decide to watch this show that it's over 1000 episodes in. It takes 17 uninterrupted days to watch this. Who has the time? I mean, this guy is not completely wrong. One Piece is very long, and I get it when people get scared of 1000 episodes. That's why I'm very excited about One Piece remake by Vid Studios. I'm sure Vid Studios will make a good job, so I will be finally able to recommend One Piece to my closest friends who are scared to watch it because it's too long. Where do I even begin with this monstrosity called One Piece? Just begin, dude. First of all, the art style is an eyesore. I mean, okay, I already talked about this. The characters look like they've been drawn by a 5-year-old with a crayon in one hand and a chainsaw in the other. It's as if the animators decided to take every feature of the human body and exaggerate it to the point of grotesque deformity. Seriously, I've seen less exaggerated expressions on cartoons meant for toddlers. Yeah, like that's the art style of One Piece. Yeah, I know. Lots of things are exaggerated and it looks very weird, I know. But after some point, you get used to it. And at some point, you even low-key start to like this different art style, I promise you. And let's talk about the pacing. No, let's rather not. We already talked about the pacing. The world building is also laughable. A nonsensical mishmash of pirate cliches, fantastical creatures, and bizarre abilities that make no logical sense whatsoever. Dude, I guess this guy is against fantasy worlds. I mean, if fantasy worlds is not something for you, you might watch some more realistic animes. Or maybe you shouldn't even be watching animes. You can just watch some real world shows and movies. And this guy also complains that the world is not consistent in itself, which I completely disagree. There might be small inconsistencies, but in general, it is very consistent. And also, it might be one of the most consistent fictional worlds in the human history. It is a very big, creative, and consistent fantasy world. Oh, and the characters? Don't even get me started. Luffy, the main character, is a brain-dead buffoon. Wait a second. With all the depth of a puddle. He is one-dimensional that I'm surprised he doesn't disappear when he turns sideways. The rest of the crew isn't any better. A bunch of forgettable tropes that you've seen a million times before in better anime. I mean, okay, you don't like the character designs, but I don't think like that. I don't know. Either there is something wrong with this guy, or there is something wrong with me. Yeah, Luffy is one of the most dumbest main characters, but Luffy is actually a very consistent character. And the best thing about Luffy is, he knows when to be cool.
So, I don't know, I like Luffy.
So these are the comments. I don't agree with most of those comments, but that doesn't mean I think they are wrong. They could be right from their own perspectives, and I can really understand some of their opinions. But it's a shame that they didn't mention the most important inconsistency in the world of One Piece, which is the problem in most shonen animes, the power system. Haki is introduced very late in the world of One Piece, and after some point it feels like every fight is the same. The one with the strongest Haki always wins. That was not the case in pre-time skip One Piece. The fights were very creative and stuff, but in the post-time skip arcs, it feels like Luffy beats everyone because he has the Conqueror's Haki, and that's a big problem in my opinion. I mean, I watched 100+ comments and almost no one talked about this problem, but anyways, I just wanted to share my bad review. Except that I don't have much bad reviews about the world of One Piece. It is a great anime, it is peak fiction. Yeah, so if you have different answers to those comments, you can comment down below, and if you disagree with me, then you can also comment it down below, but that means you're just wrong, because I can't be wrong about this. And guys, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Your support is really important for me. Have a good day and see you in the next video.